Welcome to Yoga with Val. We're not going to need any additional equipment for this session. We're going to work to open the chest. We're going to work into the hips a little. Let's start by releasing and becoming here and now. So find a comfortable position on your mat. Make sure you're going to have enough room to stretch back overhead. Think about settling your lower back into its natural curve. It's up to you whether you keep those knees bent or work with those legs stretched away. If the legs are stretched away, the heels are slightly apart, feet rolling outwards. Take the arms a little distance from the body. If you can, encourage palms to the ceiling. And be aware of relaxing and releasing down into the mat. Make any adjustments as and when you recognise the need. Settling through your hips, lower back in its natural position. Lengthening through the spine, releasing through the shoulders and opening through the chest. If you're happy to, eyes closed, breathing in and out through the nose. Beginning to deepen your in-breath. Checking that out-breath is long and thorough, maybe even drawing the tummy muscles down a little to encourage the full out-breath. Sense that your head is centered. But you've relaxed and released through your jaw. Letting go and releasing through your arms. Letting go and releasing through your legs. Using your focus on your breath to really bring your attention into your body. Noticing how you feel today. Recognizing that this is your time for your practice of yoga. Whenever you're ready, you can begin to stretch and wriggle into toes, feet and ankles. So whatever movements work for you today to increase the circulation down to the tips of your toes and to awaken all the muscles from your toes up into your knees. It's up to you whether you bring your feet to stillness or whether they keep working while we take our attention into the hands. Begin to wriggle fingers and thumbs through hands and wrists. And again, encouraging the circulation to the fingertips. If you're practicing this on a warm day and you feel that your hands are a little swollen because of the heat, simply bend at the elbows. And have the hands higher than the heart. And whenever you're ready, hands and feet come to stillness. And our next move is going to be a long straightening stretch through. Arms go overhead, heels lengthen away. We stretch through the whole of the body. Lengthening through the spine, reaching to the extremities. Really feel you brought yourself to your full height. If it works for you to wriggle, maybe there's a stiffness in the lower back or one side and you'd like to wriggle. And we're just going to bring those arms back. We're going to release the stretch in the in the legs. And we're going to take a stretch into the hip. So I'm going to start with my right leg. The left leg's extended. The right foot's going to come up onto either left knee or thigh, however high you can bring it up. So that's the right foot is on the left leg. Your left hand's going to come over onto your right knee. Keeping your shoulders flat to the mat, but allowing that right hip to lift, we're going to draw the right knee to the left side of the body. Breathing, softening and relaxing those shoulders. So the right buttock is off the mat and you're using your left hand to bring a stretch into that right hip. When you're ready, you can release to center. Bring the left arm down, right leg straightening. So we're going to bend up the left knee, stand on the right leg as high as we can. Bring your right hand onto that left knee, keep those shoulders flat, draw that left knee over. So your left buttocks lifted off the mat, should be getting a stretch into that left hip. We're breathing. Right hand is drawing the knee over, shoulders are staying flat. When you feel balanced with the other side, we come to center, we release the arm, we release the leg. You might want to repeat that movement again, or you might want something a little stronger. If you want something a little stronger, its right foot comes up, and then this time the left hand comes underneath that right knee. So we bring the right knee towards the shoulder and across the body. Both shoulders are still flat to the mat, but that right knee, as well as coming across to the left-hand side, is also being lifted up towards the shoulder. Should feel this stretch into that right hip. Do make sure you're breathing. When you're ready, you can release, rolling to center, letting go of that leg. So left arm comes down, right leg stretches away. And we're going to bring the left foot up onto the right leg. So it's up to you. Soft twist is the hand on top. Stronger twist is hand comes underneath and draws that left knee up and across the body. Try and keep your hips relaxing, your shoulders relaxing, chest open. Work is into that left hip as you draw the knee up and across. Breathing. When that feels balanced with the other side, rolling to center and releasing. And this time we're going to bring both knees onto the tummy. Have a little hug. And from here, we're going to work into hip circles. We're actually going to circle our knees to work into our hips. Cup your hands onto the top of your knees, so your hands are where your kneecaps are. We're going to draw the knees up towards the body, up towards the chin. Take your knees apart, push the knees away from you, draw the knees in together and bring them up the center line of the body. So we circle into our hip joints by taking those knees in opposite directions. It might be that you'd rather work without your hands on your knees, in which case do please keep your tummy muscles pulled in to protect your lower back. Having done a few in this direction, we're going to try and balance from the other direction. So knees move away from you down the center line, come apart, draw up the outsides and back together. So we have a few this way, working without or with the hands on the knees, whatever's right for you. Try and make these steady, try not to make them too fast. And when you feel balanced, have a little hug of those knees at center. And we're going to go for an inner thigh stretch. You're going to release the hands and take both heels to the ceiling. Try and keep your hips and lower back down on the mat. Now, if you need to, hands are there to support the legs as you take those ankles, knees apart, legs in a big wide V. Feel gravity encouraging that inner thigh stretch. You can encourage your legs further apart if you want. You might even take your hands to the legs to encourage a wider stretch. Try and keep hips and lower back relaxed. It's the inner thighs we're looking to stretch. And when you're ready, either using the hands or just bringing those feet together. And then we can have a little hug in, hands onto shins or just underneath, curling up. So from here, we're going to come up to sitting. So if you want to rock to sitting, you can rock to sitting. If you want to roll onto one side, roll onto one side. So coming to a position where you can sit comfortably. Don't feel you need to sit the cross legs. You can sit the legs out in front. You can sit with the knees lightly bent. We're going to be working into neck and shoulder area and also opening through the chest. So find that position that's going to work for you to sit in. Shoulders relaxed, spine nice and upright, little length in the neck. We're going to draw the chin in towards the throat. So imagine you're trying to hold something under your chin, maybe something important like a £20 note. Real sense of lengthening the back of the neck, keeping the shoulders relaxed, feeling a stretch up between your shoulder blades. Then we can steadily bring the chin to centre, keeping some length in the back of the neck. Don't allow the back of the neck to collapse, taking your gaze up towards the ceiling. So it's as if we're lifted slightly under the jaw, back of the neck still long, shoulders still relaxed, sitting tall. Bringing your head to centre. If you're happy to, please repeat. Drawing the chin in, lengthening through the back of the neck. Steadily lifting, chin going all the way up towards the ceiling, nice and steady. Keeping length through the back of the neck, shoulders relaxed. Third one, if you're happy to do so. Drawing that chin steadily in towards the throat. Shoulders are still released. The spine still long. Final gaze towards the ceiling, keeping length in the back of the neck. Feel any strain on the throat, the mouth is open. And we return to centre. We'll take a little look over each shoulder. Try and keep that chin level as you take your gaze to one side. You may be aware of a little stretch in the neck, but it shouldn't be anything too harsh. Please don't go too far. We bring the head across the front of the body. We turn to the other side, second visit. As you're ready, steadily bringing the head across the front to look to the other side. Steadily bringing the head forwards, third visit if you're happy to. Shoulders are relaxed, spine is long. As we take a look to one side. Gently across the front. To look to the other side. And returning your head to centre. We're going to work into a stretch now using the arms to open the chest and stretch into the back. So it's as if you're sitting on a pec deck. If you go to the gym and use the pec deck, that's the sort of movement we're making, but we're also going to be going backwards. It's up to you where your hands are. They might be tightly curled, they might be extended, they might be soft, somewhere in the middle. So first of all, see how far you can get those arms in front. Can you bring the elbows and forearms together? Elbows at around shoulder level. And then we try and move equally through the left and right side. as we take those elbows wide, drawing the shoulder blades together. We have some breathing to go with this. So if those elbows are together in front, forearms together, breathe in as you take those elbows wide, and breathe out as you bring those elbows together. Breathing in, opening the chest. Breathing out, stretching the back. Work with your breath. Elbows come together in front. As you breathe in, elbows drift apart. Out breath, elbows coming together in front. In breath, taking those elbows wide, drawing the shoulder blades together. One more if you're happy to. Breathing in, elbows wide. Breathing out, bringing the forearms together. Relax and release. Give those shoulders a wriggle. And when you're ready, we'll come to standing. We're going to take a moment to stand into Tadasana, and then we're going to do 3 breaths with the arms coming to 3 different positions. We're going to take 3 breaths with the hands just coming to about waist level. Then we're going to take 3 breaths with the hands coming to about shoulder level. And then 3 breaths with the arms going up to the ceiling. Think about standing nice and tall. Take a moment to bring your feet as close together as is comfortable for you. To spread the weight under the toes, through outer edges, through heels. Little lift in the arch. Feel that your knees are over your ankles, hips are over your knees, and your legs are strong. Think about any adjustment through your pelvis, any tone to the tummy and lower back. Lengthening the spine, releasing those shoulders, having your chin nice and level. Tuning into your body, into your breath, standing tall. When you're ready to take your next in-breath, as you breathe in, the hands rise as far as waist level. The out-breath, they drift down. Breathing into waist level. Breathing out, arms release down. Third one to waist level. Remember to work with your own breath. Match your natural rhythm. The next in-breath, your arms are going to come as far as shoulder level. Releasing arms as you breathe out. In-breath, arms to shoulder level. Releasing with the out-breath. A third one to shoulder level. Next in-breath is reaching all the way to the ceiling. And allow those arms to drift down as you breathe out. All the way to the ceiling as you breathe in. Releasing as you breathe out. One more to the ceiling, so a third and final one, stretching to the ceiling with the in-breath. Releasing with the out-breath. Take a moment to check you're still tall. To become in tune again with your breath. We're going to do a twist that involves our legs being in the warrior position. What we're going to do with our hands is take them behind the back. So it's not possible for me to show you the front and back of the body at the same time. So the hands into the back might be you're holding hands. Okay? You might be holding your wrists further along the forearm, maybe even as far as the elbow. If you're particularly flexible and like holding upper arm, then you can hold upper arm. So that's the position that your arms are going to go into. Let's work into our warrior leg position. Feet start directly underneath the hips. I'm going to take my right foot forwards first. So it's as if I've got tram lines on my mat. My right foot goes forwards, staying the same line it was before. On my back foot, I turn out from the toes. So the heel stays where it was, toes turned out. That gives me some balance. I need to have my weight equally between my legs, and I'm going to start to bend into that front knee. I want that shin to be upright, so either the knee is over or behind the heel. You want to avoid the knee going over the foot. Okay, if the knee's going over the foot, you need a wider pace. You need to work that foot out. My hips and body should still be facing forwards along my mat, the same way I stepped forwards. So let's take that bend into that front knee. If you're very adept at this, your thigh will be parallel with the floor. Okay, so you'll have this thigh parallel with the floor. For me, working there today for this twist is a stage too fast, so I'm just going to bring that back a little. Think, if you can, about bringing your shoulders over your hips. So try to not be too far forwards. We want to have the shoulders over the hips. We want to have a little length through the sides of the body. Okay, so bring yourself to a good position for you. Once you've got this position, then it's taking those hands into the back, wherever is comfortable for you. We're going to twist. Now I'm going to twist towards you first of all. So I'm twisting the upper body. This front knee is staying forward. You'll notice the back leg is moving. As I'm twisting, I'm working into that back hip. Knees forward, so I can keep turning the head if I want to, or I can keep the head in alignment. So we've twisted. Knee forwards, weight between the feet, chest open as those hands are into our back. Then we're going to take ourselves the other way. You might want to pause forwards to check that stability of your legs, and then we turn the other way. Now this way I don't twist so far. Still some movement through this back hip. Still trying to keep height in my spine, bending that front knee heading forwards, opening through the chest. Breathing. Bring myself forwards, check my position, and work to the other side. Twisting. Keep that front knee forwards, open through the chest, height in the spine, breathing. Once more to the other side. Come forwards, twist to the other side. Hands are in the back, shoulders open, front knees facing forwards, weight equally between those legs. I feel balance coming forwards. And then your choice, you might want to step forwards to bring your feet together, you might want to step back, but please take your hands apart and out of your back to bring your feet together. So if you step forwards, do bring yourself to the back of the mat. Reposition those feet under the hips. And we're going to step forwards with the other leg this time. Turn the back toes out slightly for balance, keeping weight in the heel. Bend into that front knee, shin upright or behind heel, but never over the foot. Weight in the back leg, back heel anchored. Trying to keep the body and hips facing forwards, the direction you stepped out in. Bring shoulders over hips. Little length in your lower back. Hands into the back of the waist. So this time I'll twist away from you first of all, keeping that front knee forwards, twisting away. Back hip is getting the work. Shoulders are open. Tall through the spine, breathing. When you're ready, body comes forwards and we twist the other way. So I'm twisting towards you. Trying to keep that back heel down, breathing, open through the chest. Little height in the spine. Front knee still facing forwards. Coming to centre, checking my position. Twisting once more. Front knee stays forwards, weight equally through the legs. Chest is open, spine is upright, I'm breathing, working into that back hip. Steadily facing forwards to twist the other way. Not so much movement this way, But I'm really working on keeping that back heel planted, keeping some height through the sides of the body, so the spine, breathing. When you're ready, come to centre. Release the hands, bring those feet together, either stepping forwards or backwards. I always tell my class, I was taught to step backwards, which is why I do it. But if it's easier for you, please step forwards. So I find my legs just like a little shake out after that move, but if your body's telling you to do something different, maybe it's telling you to do a little twist, who knows? I'm now going to go into Warrior 1, and we're going to use that same forward movement. This time the arms are going to extend to the ceiling, and if you're happy to, you look up. So feet are directly under hips. We step forwards with one foot, turn the back toes out slightly, weight in that back heel, bend into that front knee. Weight is equally balanced between the legs. Body is facing forwards. Shoulders are over hips if you can. This warrior position is a back bend, so it's the front of the body. We should feel stretching. Arms out in front, palms facing. Take the arms up towards the ceiling. Might be that you can bring your shoulders back behind you, so you're pulling shoulder blades back and arms travel behind ears. So get that good position. Chest is open, arms are stretching, weights down between the legs. If you want to, you can look up between the hands. Make sure you're breathing. So we should be getting a back bend here. So keep some space in your lower back, don't allow your lower back to collapse. In Warrior, every muscle tends to work, and you can often feel the heat rising in the body. When you're ready to come out, head forwards, arms drift all the way down. And you can bring your feet back together so that we can work to the other side. Feet directly under hips, tram lines along your mat. Stepping the other foot forwards, turning the back toes out. Weight in the heel, keeping you anchored, bend into the front knee. Weight dropping equally between those feet. Shoulders over hips if you can. Arms forwards, palms facing, lengthen those arms to the ceiling. Will the shoulder blades go together? We withdraw back, opening the chest and bringing the arms behind the ears. Lengthen through the sides of the body. If you want to, look up. Keep that weight dropping down into your legs as you reach to the ceiling. Breathe. Chest should feel open. Every muscle working. Warrior posture should feel powerful. Now, when you feel balanced already, head comes forwards. Arms can come down. And feet can come together. So I like to follow my warrior often with a little ragdoll hang forwards. If hanging forwards from here, having your head lower than your heart is going to be too much for you and make you dizzy, just take a moment to stand in your Tadasana, nice and tall and open, and allow your breath and your heart rate to return to normal. Otherwise, it's feet a little wider than hip width, soft knees, curling down towards the mat. If you comfortably get to the mat with your hands, hand to opposite elbow, really encourage the head and spine, neck and shoulders to relax and release. There should be a resting position, not one you feel you're working in. Might be you want to dip your knees a bit more and rest the body on your hip thighs. Do be steady coming up. Might be uncurling, might be using hands on those thighs to ease up. Just have the head lower than the heart, so make sure there's no sense of dizziness or spinning. And we're going to come down to the mat for a wide-legged forward bend. When you take those legs apart, don't take them to your maximum. excuse me. If you take your legs to your maximum, you'll find that there's no movement left in the hips for you to tilt further forwards. So it's better to have them a little closer in. Do pay attention to be sitting on your sitting bone. So that sense of being able to nest into the mat. If anything, the pelvis can tilt slightly forwards, but please don't roll back. Lengthen through your legs, toes towards the ceiling, so your legs are engaged. I'm going to start by walking forwards. Hands onto the mat. Excuse me. Walk your hands forwards as you bring your belly and chest down towards the mat. Relax the head and shoulders. The reason for these arms stretching and walking away is to lengthen the spine and the sides of the body. If you feel they're restricting your forward movement, your movement down towards the mat, then bend the elbows, bring the hands in a little closer, and encourage your body to release forwards. Keep these legs engaged, toes up to ceiling, little stretch in the heels, and make sure you're breathing. Sense of softening and releasing the body forwards. You might feel a stretch in your leg muscles as well as we release forwards. When you're ready to come up, we walk ourselves up. So now we're going to slide along the legs. Sit nice and tall. Hands on the tops of the legs. If your hands come down to your feet, remember we're not looking to pull those toes off. We take the hands to the inside edges to hold the feet. So sit nice and tall. Breathe in, heighten your spine. As you breathe out, slide along those legs. If the hands come to the feet, come to the inside of the feet. Encourage the body, the chest, the tummy, the head, the shoulders to relax forwards. Keep those legs engaged, toes towards the ceiling, heels stretching. Feel that you're softening and releasing down. You might be using a little draw on those arms to bring yourself forwards. Breathing. Try and enjoy this forward bend. When you bend forwards, it's the back of the body, the lower back that's going to get the stretch. When you're ready to come up, releasing the hands, breathing in, sliding up as you lift through the front of the body. If you need a counter pose, take those hands behind hips, draw shoulder blades together, lift chest and gaze to ceiling. And relax and release. Check you're still sitting upright on those sitting bones, those legs are extended away. Now we're going to hinge forwards and swoop those arms out towards the legs. So hands to the sides. Breathe in, stretch up and lengthen. Breathe out, hinge forwards, lay your body forwards. Keep breathing naturally as you take those hands out towards the feet. Are your legs still engaged? Don't worry if your hands come further up your legs. Are your legs engaged? Is your body really releasing forwards? Are you breathing? Are you softening with every out-breath? If you want to work with the spine, we breathe in to length. If you want to work with the breath, we breathe in to lengthen the spine. And breathe out to release forwards. Work with your body, how you're feeling. Work for your best forward bend. You should be feeling a stretch in the lower back. You might be feeling it through your legs as well. When you're ready to come up, hands come to center. Use a nice big in-breath in those arms to lift us out of our forward bend. Releasing on the out-breath. And this time we're going to bring those legs in together. They might have a little wobble. So a little bounce through those legs can help to release any tension in the thighs. Hands behind hips whenever you're ready. Draw your shoulder blades together. Lift your chest and gaze to the ceiling. Counter posing with a back bend. And soften. Next, we're going to go into our side bend, which is going to be a complex move. We're twisting and side bending. I'm going to be slightly side on for this one. I will have the warp in my way, unfortunately, when I go one side. So the legs are wide again, extending through the heels, toes to the ceiling. I'm going to turn my entire body, upper body, to face my left leg. Right hand is on the right leg, left arm's out to the side. Keeping my gaze on my left foot, I'm going to breathe in, stretch left arm up, and as I breathe out, side bending, moving along my right leg. At all times, my body is forwards towards the left leg. The left arm is stretching as if it's trying to reach down here to the right toes. I'm getting a long stretch through this opening left side of the body. Breathing. Really appreciating that stretch. When you're ready to come up, in-breath to come up. Release that arm down and we'll twist to face the other leg. So apologies, I don't have room to stretch the arm out, so I'm just going to breathe in, lifting up right arm. Keep facing the right leg as I breathe out and slide along the left. So the right hand is reaching towards the left toes. I'm looking out from under my arm as my whole body keeps facing the direction of the right foot. Feeling that stretch in the ribcage. Making sure I'm breathing. When I'm ready to come up, it's a nice big in-breath to lift. Release with the out-breath. Once more to each side. Twist. Facing left leg. Right hand on right leg, left arm to the side. Breathing in, stretch that left arm up, out breath to slide over, and keep breathing naturally. So watch points here, try and keep that arm overhead. If it comes forwards, you're closing down the body, and we want the body to be open and stretched to be in the side. Try and keep those heels lengthening, feet engaged. As you're ready to come up, breathe in to come up, release. Twist the body to look at the other leg. So, hands on the leg with side bending over. Body's facing the other leg. In-breath, stretching up. Out-breath, going over. Breathing in this position. Keep the legs engaged. Make sure that arms overhead and not dropped in front of you, closing the chest. Breathing, enjoying the stretch. When you're ready to come up, it's the in-breath to come up, out-breath to release. Once more, we can bring those legs in. If you want to give them a little hug in, you can give them a little hug in. We're going to do our boat posture for our tummy muscles, our abdominal muscles. I'm going to work into boat from this position, holding underneath the legs. If you suffer with your lower back, you might decide not to do boat posture at all, or you might use your hands onto the mat to support you so that you can keep length in your lower back. The way to keep the lower back supported is to keep those shoulders lengthening. So that the sides of the body lengthen. There's space between the shoulders and the hips. Don't allow the shoulders to come up here, but it's as if we're lifting ourselves out of our hips. Okay, so find a position where you can balance on your bottom, be it here or with the hands behind. So loose grip, we're not holding really tightly. We see if we can bring those shins to be parallel with the mat. That might be as far as you go. That might be it for you. You might be able to release the hands. Keep some height, remember, in the spine. So even if the hands are back here, you might be able to come to a position where you've released. You might be able to lengthen those legs a little. Keep height through the spine. Try to keep the toes eye level. Breathing, lengthening. My tummy muscles are quaking a little. So it's down to you how long you're comfortable to hold here, but whenever you're ready to release, it's a hug in. If you want to, you can take those feet wide and really bring that hug in. From here, we're going to go into a relaxation. So think about relaxing and releasing your spine down onto your mat. Make any little adjustments you need to. Decide whether you're going to keep those knees bent, feet flat to the floor, or whether they're going to be extended. Take the arms a little away from your body. And settle the whole of your body into the mat. In breath, creating space and opening. Out breath, relaxing and releasing. Eyes closed. Breathing in and out through the nose. And today, I'm going to leave you to take a trip around your body in your own time. You might be starting at your head. You might be starting at your toes. If your body feels fully relaxed and released, then just bring your focus to your breath. Sense of softening and releasing. Aware of the back of the body dropping down into the mat. Allowing yourself to settle, encouraging every muscle, every joint to release. Letting go. And as we're ready to reawaken, we deepen the breath. Think about the movements we'd like to make, so it might be a gentle wriggle into fingers and thumbs. Might be that you want a long stretch through. Might be you feel the need for a hug, maybe even a little rock. I know some of you enjoy a little gentle twist. You ease yourself out in whatever way suits you until you are ready to bring yourself to a sitting position. Try and keep a little bit of that calm in your body, feeling that sense still of the relaxation. And as it suits you to do so, take a nice deep in-breath, really feel you're breathing in energy and releasing as you breathe out. I'm going to finish here Thank you very much. Namaste.